You know her as Princess Leia from Star Wars, but there's a whole lot more to Carrie Fisher than that white gown and really weird hair. She's a hilariously funny writer who, in her new play, managed to turn her dysfunctional life story into a pure delight. With me now is Carrie Fisher, the creator and star of the new Broadway show, Wishful Drinking. Hi, Carrie.
Hi there.
I love the show. I love the show. Everyone should go see it because it's just a wonderful. But, you know, everybody knows you as Leia, Princess Leia. That's how people watching this will say, oh, who are not in New York right now.
My grandparents actually named their poodle Princess Leia, and it was hit by a car. So I have mixed associations that way.
I could see where that would be an issue. But they have a Pez dispenser for Princess Leia.
Shampoo.
Shampoo and a sex doll, which you showed in the...
It's advertised as a sex doll, but I do not understand. There must be something about sex that I don't understand that's new, because the doll is cement. So I don't find that erotic.
But some
yet, but maybe if there's someone out there could suggest how that can be erotic, let me know.
Maybe bricklayers like it or something. I mean,
bricklayers. I see. Yeah.
Mine. You complain about Princess Leia because a little bit, I think, when I've watched you, because people know you as Princess Leia.
I do it in fun, though.
But I mean, it's fun. It was a great thing for you,
yes.
right?
I mean, you know, it's a fantastic movie, and children loved it, and everybody, you know, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Now, let's go to the pathology, which I love the story of the pathology. You're diagnosed with bipolar. I mean, I have to read this because there's such a list here.
I even think there's a few things that aren't on there, but yeah.
Okay, I have bipolar, manic depression.
No, those are the same thing.
Oh, they are? Yeah, that's right. Those are the same thing.
I like the name manic depression, though, because it describes what it's like. Bipolar just sounds like a gay bear from Alaska.
Which did you like better, the manic or the depression?
Of course the manic. Depression, I would be like an idiot. No, I don't like that stuff.
But were you running around the streets like some people I know who are manic depressive, running around taking their clothes off and acting like that? You did do that?
No, the taking of the clothes off that I recall, but I've had electroconvulsive therapy, so maybe I've been nude for years and I haven't known it.
Yeah, do you still get that?
Nude?
No.
Yeah, sometimes, just when I take a bath, though.
The electroshocks.
Oh, yeah, I had it last week. Look. Oh, look, here's my little...
What does it feel like?
Feels like makes you feel better, for one thing, but they put you to sleep now. It's not like its depiction in media, which is really what's caused the stigma. I think also some of the pharmaceutical companies are probably not happy because it works so well. Right. I'm on less medication now. Yeah. They put you to sleep, they give you a medication that, I believe it's called succinylcholine, that freezes your muscles. Remember that movie, What Lies Beneath? And Harrison Ford gives Michelle Pfeiffer this medicine, and she's frozen and she can't move. They give you that and they put you to sleep, and then you wake up and Harrison and Michelle Pfeiffer are there.
Well, if just Harrison were there, it's not so bad. Well, but you're very open about your own issues, so let's watch a clip from the show.
I now get awards all the time for being mentally ill. I am apparently very good at it, and I get honored for it regularly. Now, I think one of the reasons that I'm such a shoo-in is there's no swimsuit portion of the competition. Well, come on, it's better than being bad at being mentally ill, right? I mean, how tragic would it be to be runner-up for Bipolar Woman of the Year?
If anybody deserves to have a one-woman show, it's you. You have so many things. Your parents were divorced and remarried several times. We all know that the Eddie and Debbie story with Elizabeth Taylor. We'll get to that a little later. It's so great. Your best friend died in your bed.
Yeah,
and your second husband left you for another man. Of course you're bipolar. Who wouldn't be with this type of a resume?
About that, but what's great about being bipolar is all that would feel bad for just anybody.
Yeah.
But I get it dialed up.
I know you do. And you turn all of that into comedy, which is the greatest gift that you can give yourself, in my opinion.
It's the best kind of alchemy there is. What do I want to feel bad?
You don't.
I have a family member that took all the charm and romance out of self-pity, so I'm not into that.
Which one was that?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, we'll be back with more with Carrie Fisher. Maybe I'll get some more stuff out of her when we come back. We have a lot.
I heard I was in the textbook, and I heard I was in there with a picture, and I thought, what? I mean, what picture? It's not like anyone ever called me and said, you know, you got a little snapshot of yourself looking depressed or manic, you know, like from the show. So, for years, it truly bugged me. What picture? Well, I have fantastic news. We found the picture. And rather than describe it to you, would you guys like to see it? Because I so want to show it to you. Yep. So I'm not crazy, that is.
I'm back with writer, actress, and pop culture icon, Carrie Fisher. That's quite a title for you, don't you think?
Writer, actress, Pez dispenser.
Pez dispenser. But, you know, your parents were a little bit unusual for parents. Your father...
but not for, like, kitchen appliances.
No, but your father is Eddie Fisher, who was famous in the 50s for Oh My Papa. And your mother, Debbie Reynolds, the most famous, one of the most famous musical comedy stars from the 40s and 50s, right?
Oh, she's still performing.
Singing in the Rain, and I saw her recently at the Carlisle. She's hilariously funny. She does great impressions. And I guess it must have been hard growing up with these two.
Oh, come on, no. I mean, you want to talk about high-class problems, that's nosebleed high.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, every
like.
childhood has its challenges. I think it depends on the slant you have on it.
Right.
And I go for the funny slant.
You did. Did you go for the funny slant when you were a kid?
When teenage law is that nothing is funny, everything is, you know...
tragic.
And it's against you, and you're a victim, and, you know, and everyone is doing it to you.
I see. That sounds like Sarah Palin for some reason.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite genius people in the world.
But it reminds me of her. They're always the victim and everything.
Her wit
you know?
is just intimidating.
But I know that you know, a lot of the pain, look, I'm a comedian, you know, and so I understand. A lot of it is a defensive posture comedy, I think, you know.
Well, it's also, I'll say it first, and I'll say it my way.
Go ahead.
So, you know, I'm just saying, so you can't, look, there was a thing in one of the tabloids. It said, Carrie Fisher's tragic life. Well, that's not okay with me. And that's not how I look at it.
Right, you don't want them defining it for you.
No, and look, if I didn't have so much to overcome, I wouldn't know that I had courage.
Well, you know, Angela's Ashes, the guy who wrote that, wonderful writer, tell me his name? Frank McCourt.
Yeah.
He wrote in that book that the happy childhood is almost not worth having because you don't get a book out of it. You don't get a one-woman show. You don't get material.
There is another line about that. It's like oh, shoot, now you're going to...
You'll think of it. You'll think of it during the next break because we're still coming back.
All right, good.
Now, talk about the drug addiction. You went into rehab at 29, right? What kind of drugs were you doing?
What do you have? Yeah, yours. No, I was stealing medication from people's medicine cabinets.
Like you'd be visiting their house and go in there?
Yeah, or the other way to do it, I can't tell because it'll give people ideas. I got very clever at it anyway.
Well, I don't know if everybody's as smart as you are, so how did you do it?
Real estate, going house hunting.
Seriously?
Yeah, let me see your bathroom.
Oh, that is so funny.
Marvelous.
I wonder how the people at Corcoran feel about that right now. Some people go in just to check what people use for birth control.
It makes sense of the real estate. I'm taking away the real out of the, I don't want to feel the real. So I go get the real estate and take it away.
See, you're such a clever girl. That's how you did it.
All right, welcome class to Hollywood 101. Thank you so much for enrolling. All right, so over here we have Debbie and Eddie. In the 50s, they were known as America's sweethearts. And for those of you that are younger, all three of you, and you can't relate to any of this, try to think of it this way. Think of Eddie as Brad Pitt, Debbie as Jennifer Aniston, and Elizabeth as Angelina Jolie. Does that help? That should really help.
I'm back with the very funny, very talented Carrie Fisher, who explains in detail her very complicated family tree in her new Broadway show, Wishful Drinking, which got great reviews. Joining us on the phone right now is a very important branch of that family tree,
I forgot about
Debbie
this.
Reynolds. Hello, Debbie.
Hello there.
Hi,
Mom. Hello, darling daughter.
So, Debbie, you've seen the play, right?
I've seen it about 7 times. It's great.
So is there anything in there that you can relate to, or that you could, or that you would say?
I just think that she should have put everything in, then it would have really been an overnight sensation.
Why? What did you leave out? What did you leave out?
Mom? No, I don't leave that. Oh, yeah, there's some stuff.
Why are you looking up? You think she's
She's
God?
God.
Debbie is God.
Mom! I hear the voice from up
You're
there.
very close to her now, aren't you? You
We live next door to each other.
Yeah, where? In California. How is that working out?
Good,
No,
right?
I adore my daughter. She's my daughter. It's my child. Very talented.
She certainly is, and so are you, Debbie.
Well, if I did not have you as a role model, there would be no way that I would still be working. When movies stop working out, she goes to nightclubs, she goes to plays,
Yeah.
so she reinvents herself. And I do that also.
She's a great role model for that.
And I finally did turn into her, right, Mom?
Well, you are a wonderful talent, and I want to thank Joy for coming over to the Carlisle Hotel to see your mother. That was very nice of you, Joy. Thank
I did.
you.
You know, Debbie, I was looking for you after the show, but you disappeared. You must have just wanted to get away from everybody, because I was going to come
No,
over.
there's no dressing room. There's no dressing room there, so I either changed and naked in the lobby. I didn't think that the Carlisle was up to it.
Well, anyway, Debbie, you were great, and thanks for calling in. And you and your daughter can bond later.
I know. We're going to do a Grey Gardens thing, I think.
Thanks.
Wishful Drinking, it's the greatest. I love you, Carrie.
Love you, Mom. I'll
Thanks,
talk to you
Debbie.
later.
Okay, now,
Thank you, Joy.
goodbye, hon. Well, you know, Debbie, she's an incredible icon in American
My
movies.
mother's awesome.
She's awesome. She
Yes.
really is. But she, as a mother, there's a few things that I have to question you, ask you about. Did your mother really suggest you get pregnant by an ex-husband?
Okay.
Tell me about that.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
But she wanted me also. It would make the show too long. She thought, though, she couldn't have children. Richard didn't. This ended up being an awful husband. Awful.
One of your husbands.
One of my mother's husbands.
One of your mother's husbands.
She did better
that's
with me
not the
with
one
the bad
that
husbands.
Harry Carl that drove her into
Richard
the poorhouse.
Hamlet is this bad one.
Is he alive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I wonder who's taking advantage now. But anyway, so my mother thought, though, that you could get pregnant.
Yeah.
This was explained recently, because I finally did say, you really? She thought you could get in an injection. What, like a sperm in your arm injection?
What made her think that?
And then the sperm would go down here, and I
See,
would
this
have...
is what happens when you're raised Catholic.
My mother's eccentric. She's not Catholic. She's raised by a very strange group of people from Texas.
So she figured that would be the way to do it, huh?
Yes, that's one
Okay.
of her ideas.
Let's talk about your stepmother, Elizabeth Taylor, for a second. What was she like?
Well, I didn't get to know her till much later, but I think she's terrific.
Everyone loves Elizabeth Taylor.
She's lovely.
But she did steal your father away from your mother.
I once gave her an award and thanked her for getting Eddie out of the house. But the thing is, I did say to her once, "Did you love my father?"
Yeah.
And she said, "We kept Mike Todd alive."
Oh, it was really on the heels of his death.
Because he was best friends with Mike Todd, and I said, Mike Todd was fantastic then.
Yeah.
She said it was fantastic.
So he was like sort of a surrogate Mike Todd. That was weird. But your father, was he in love with her?
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
Look at the woman. And she's, and she's fun. She's a lot of fun.
She's a lot of fun, but so is your mother. I mean, they're both fun broads.
He did very well.
Yeah, you really had a great, in a certain way, you had a great, great time, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely.
you really
and then I
did.
had some other stuff to make sure I know that time was great. That's what's good about bad time, is then you really appreciate that.
That's
other stuff.
true. How about your father? Was he any kind of a father at all, or was he just an absentee? What?
No, he was not. My father is adorable. He's lovely. He's charming. You can see why he got all that. But
I can say it.
oh, come on.
Yeah. My girlfriend.
And he loves women.
Yeah, he loves women.
We have a very large relationship now. So it's like now I'm sort of, you know. But my father was a boyfriend. My father's a boyfriend.
Right, right.
And he
There's a
had
difference
children
between
because they're a byproduct of sex.
Right.
But he was not a bad father at all. He was, when you saw him, you loved him. That was the tragedy of it, if there was, that you know, there was so little of him available at that time.
Well, you know, nowadays when you hear about these horrible fathers and how sexually abusing their children, you look back on our fathers who were negligent, and you say thank you.
He had Elizabeth.
He had Elizabeth who sexually abused.
Yeah.
Now, Meryl Streep, I want to go here. We have time for this? She played a character loosely based on you in Postcards from the Edge. Can we see some of that?
Will you please tell me what is this awful thing I did to you when you were a child?
You want to know?
I want to know. Tell me.
Okay, fine. From the time I was 9 years old, you gave me sleeping pills.
That was over-the-counter medication, and I gave it to you because you couldn't
children
sleep.
sleeping pills.
They were
when
not
can't
sleeping
sleep.
pills. It was store-bought, and it was perfectly safe.
That was one of my favorite movies. I just loved the way Shirley MacLaine was. She
was great.
Is she like Debbie in the movie?
Yeah.
Sort of
Yeah,
self-absorbed.
no, well, now I don't. You know, my mom. I don't know that. That's what my. I wouldn't call my mother self-absorbed. I mean,
all actresses are self-absorbed.
Well, we are. This
Yeah.
isn't narcissistic. You're probably that. I am that.
Well, I don't know if narcissistic, that's a disorder, but self-centered
A
disorder.
good form of narcissism.
You think so? All right, how about, now let's do a little bit on your men before we run out of time here. You were married to Paul Simon.
You're kidding.
I went to college with Paul Simon.
How was that for you?
We used to hear him playing his guitar on the library steps at Queens College.
He said that Artie Garfunkel's bar mitzvah was standing room only.
But, I mean, how did that lasted a little while. I remember when you were married to him.
No, Paul is great.
Yeah. Are you friends with him now?
That's complicated, you know, because we've moved on. And
Yeah.
But
has he come to see the show?
Oh,
no.
No. I mean, there's nothing in it that you know, would be bad. I mean, I admire Paul. You know, I had some of our relationship was fantastic.
Yeah. Just before we go, what about this other guy who left you for a man?
Uh-huh. What about him?
Well, did you have any signs that he was gay? I'm always interested in these stories from women who were married to gay
one
guys.
That said, I'm a homosexual.
I mean, were
but
there any kind of indications?
No, yes.
Like what?
Well, whatever there was, I don't know like what, but whatever there was, I'd heard rumors, but I've heard that I'm gay, and you know.
Well, people say a lot of different things about people in the media, but you were
right, so
sleeping
I
with the
don't
guy.
believe, and that's a way to not know.
Yeah, really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. How so?
Look, because
He's
if you're having regular sex
Yeah.
with someone, you're not going to think. "Huh." I mean, why would you think? He's having sex with me like he wishes I was a man. I mean,
It's a substitution, like an acting trick.
well, I didn't think of it because we were very involved with each other that way.
No, I spoke to gay guys about this, and they say it's really easy to have sex with a woman when you're gay because you're thinking of someone else, and you get going, and then there she is.
And we have a lovely
You can
daughter
fool-
together.
and you have a wonderful
She's
daughter.
a DNA jackpot.
Are you a good mother like your mom was?
I am a eccentric and good mother like my mom was, but in a different way.
Thank you, Carrie. This is such a delight to talk to, really. I just love you.